my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life I've been grinding all my life. Yeah, all my life.
Welcome to Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, Facebook live in studio on a gorgeous Tuesday afternoon. Again, announcement, last show of the week for us, last show of 2021 for Darren and myself here. But Darren,
yes, sir.
How are you doing on this final show of 2021?
I feel boosted. That's exactly how I feel. I got a sore left arm, left shoulder. Went and took my booster shot today per the NFL requirement to cover the Chiefs or the Super Bowl in the postseason. Media members who have already been fully vaccinated, been more than 6 months since you had your second shot. We had to go and get. We had a deadline of the 12th, but I'd rather do it while I have the time. So when it got my booster shot today, so I am good to go for the playoffs. And not saying bring on Omarion or Omicron or anything like that, but I am
Omarion.
Yeah.
What are you? The singer?
Nah, well, that's what it's funny. That's what we call it in our group chat. But but I wanted to make sure because my arm is starting to get a little bit sore, and I am going to be feeling the effects of it. I decided to do the show from the house today instead of coming to the studio. But other than that, I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, good to hear. I know we also have a fun guest joining us today in J.C. Pearson, joining us second segment right around 3:30.
Yeah.
So a lot to get into. As this is the last show of the week, we want to hit all of the Sunday slated games. No games on Thursday. We want to talk about the Chiefs as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals. But first, big news in the NFL, Carson Wentz. He is now out with COVID. Reason why he's already labeled as out is he is unvaccinated, so he has to sit out the 10 days. How big of a loss is this for the Indianapolis Colts, who were starting to roll, starting to get things right, making a big old playoff push? How big is this?
Well, I mean, it's a big loss. I mean, when you take a look at the standings, I mean, currently the Indianapolis Colts, they sit fifth in the wild card or in the AFC conference right now. So if the playoffs were to begin this weekend, he would miss the game against the Buffalo Bills. So I would say the only positive thing about it is that the playoffs don't start this weekend. But of course, with the schedule that they currently have, I mean, they're expected to host the Las Vegas Raiders at home this weekend with the noon kickoff here. But on the slight chance that he's not able to go in week 18, he could potentially be missing that game against Jacksonville. Now, I expect him to beat Jacksonville, but this is the NFL, and any given Sunday, things can happen. So they could easily fall out of they can fall out of the playoff race, even with the loss this weekend. So it's a big loss. He's standing on his toes with not getting vaccinated. So it's a detriment and a hurt to his team.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good for my Indianapolis Colts winning that division. Looks like Tennessee caught a break when it comes to that. They're going to have to rely a lot more on Jonathan Taylor. The backup is Sam, the old quarterback, I want to say, at Texas. Do you know how to say his last name?
I thought it was Colt McCoy.
Ellinger.
Oh, Ellinger. Oh, that one.
No. Colt McCoy. He was with Arizona. Come on, Darren.
I mean,
come on. We saw him win a ball game this year. We saw him win a ball game this year.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, it's Sam Ellinger. He's a rookie.
And I do want to say the Eagles are trying to do something a little different here. Instead of having all the quarterbacks, your quarterback room, they're separating all of the quarterbacks, making sure they're nowhere near each other. They're seeing what's going on in Indy and around the NFL and say, hey, if we lose Gardner Minshew, we got Jalen Hurts. If we lose Jalen Hurts, we got Gardner Minshew. We don't want to lose both. Do you think more teams are going to start doing this separation of all the players?
I'm actually shocked that the teams haven't done it to begin with, especially when you know that and I wonder if the Chiefs had did that when it started to become an outbreak with the team last week, that you separate Patrick Mahomes and the other quarterbacks together. But I know Patrick did get his booster shot. I hate saying it like he's a little kid, but yeah, he got his booster shot as well. So, but it would not surprise me if, as we get closer to the playoffs and the end of the season, especially with the playoff race thickening for everyone else outside of the Chiefs who are looking to make the playoffs and possible seeding coordination, it would not surprise me. I think, I guess Josh Allen and some of these other quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, I mean, you would think that they might be doing that as well to keep them safe.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are now entrenched in a head coaching search. Middle of the season, almost the end of the season, and this is when they're going to start to look. Slightly surprising that they're not going to wait until maybe after the year to see what happens, see if any other coaches.
But they don't have to.
Coach.
They don't have to. I mean, there was a new, I don't want to call it a rule, but it was something that was voted on at the owners' meeting earlier this month that allowed teams to, with a couple of weeks left, if teams have vacancies, head coaching vacancies between the Raiders and the Jaguars, they can request interviews with potential candidates right now if you have an opening. So it's only these two teams that have interim head coaches that can do it. All the other teams, until you fire a coach, won't be able to do it. But again, they can. It's only teams that currently do not have a quote unquote head coach. If you have an interim head coach, you can request interviews with OCs, coordinators, former head coaches, and stuff right now. So all the other 30 teams would have to wait until the end of the season.
So it looks like they already have two on the books. Those two are former Super Bowl winner, also in the Kansas City organization, Doug Peterson, as well as former head coach Jim Caldwell. Two fairly big names to get the coaching search going. They also requested to see if they can get Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, as well as Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn from the Cowboys. Any of those names jump out to you?
I mean, I read those same reports earlier. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I can live with Kellen Moore leaving. I'm not letting Dan Quinn out of there though. I mean, because of his addition to what that defense was looking like last year to what they are this year, especially with the emergence and the rise of Micah Parsons. If I'm Jerry Jones, I'm not allowing Dan Quinn to leave no matter what. As it relates to the other two, Byron Leftwich, he used to play for Jacksonville. So if there's anyone that has, the most knowledge of how that organization or how that team works, it would be Leftwich. But the question is, whether or not you want to leave, with what you got with Tom Brady and a defending Super Bowl chance and go to Jacksonville, one of the worst teams in the, look, if you want a head coaching job, obviously, you'll be like David Culley and you take the opportunity. But the question is that if he goes, how much control will he actually have? I mean, will he get to send now? If you're Byron Leftwich, I think Leftwich, out of those names that you've mentioned, of those those 6 names that you mentioned, I think he would be the most relatable to those players as well as the quarterback. Obviously, because he's coaching Tom Brady right now, I think he'd be a great coach for Trevor Lawrence. Todd Bowles is a defensive guy. He would obviously bring in an OC that would fit him. But out of those names, I would prefer Byron Leftwich out of those. Just out of those that you name. I don't know who else. I don't know if they're going to call on Bieniemy or whatever, or request to speak to him or Spags or whatever. But out of those 6 names, I would go with Byron Leftwich.
Yeah, I would say Byron Leftwich would be my number one. I think he's going to do a phenomenal job whenever he gets a head coaching opportunity. I think that the fact he was a quarterback, the fact he's working with Tom Brady, you have a young quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, I think it's very easy to relate to. I also think Doug Peterson could be an interesting name. Doug Peterson had a lot of success in Kansas City. He had success early on with the Eagles, obviously winning a Super Bowl. That, I think, already gives you some cachet. I understand his tenure there didn't end up the way they wanted to, but anytime you can come in with a Super Bowl ring on your hand, that always looks good.
Yeah, but the only pushback I said to that is that he's got a Super Bowl ring, Todd Bowles, as well as Byron Leftwich. They have Super Bowl rings. And then, on top of that, he didn't do so well with the young quarterback that, that he had drafted in Carson Wentz. Now, they give more credit to Frank Reich, with the development and the play of Carson Wentz than they do Doug Peterson. So, again, I'm looking more so at how that quarterback and how that team develops. And he also didn't have, he didn't seem to read the locker room when he was the head coach of the Eagles. When he went down and he brought back Nick Foles, and then his last year having the issues at the quarterback situation with Jalen Hurts. So for that reason alone, I wouldn't trust him with another young quarterback. I think Doug Peterson works best with an experienced quarterback. Like, when he was here, he didn't have to deal with Mahomes. He was dealing with Alex Smith. Granted, that was before they drafted him, but still, that was his deal. So again, out of those names, I like Byron Leftwich. Again, he played quarterback. He played quarterback for that team. He's the OC for a Super Bowl winning champion. He's coached Tom Brady. And again, he's the young. I think he's the youngest maybe outside of Kellen, but because of his experience, I think he brings in more cachet, and the players in that locker room will listen to him more so than anybody else on that list.
Garoppolo. UCL in his hand, which I didn't know there was a UCL in your hand. I thought that was just your elbow. And he also has a fractured right thumb. Heard it in the second quarter, at the very end of the second quarter, almost going into halftime of that Tennessee Titans game. This to me makes a lot of sense. The fact was they looked incredible offensively, and he was a huge reason why in the first half. We didn't know about the fractured thumb. We didn't know about the UCL torn ligament in his hand. Second half, he looked like the worst quarterback I've ever seen. I'm sitting here going, how the hell did this guy ever go to a Super Bowl? This guy looks like he's throwing picks. Ball's not going anywhere where it looks like he's intending the ball to go. Well, this makes a lot of sense. This comes out. Looks like he is going to sit Sunday. Looks like Trey Lance getting the keys to the 49ers offense. I, for one, am very excited. I said Trey Lance was my pick to be the best quarterback out of this draft class of quarterbacks. I'm excited he's going to get his, I think, second career NFL start. But how big of a loss is this for the 49ers? You're in the playoff hunt, and then your veteran quarterback goes down, thumb injury, throw in hand, not looking good.
To be honest, I don't think it's a loss at all. I think it's actually a gain for the 49ers, because in that loss that they suffered last week, he was not making the throws that even had Kyle Shanahan on the sidelines throwing his hands up in disbelief. So look, they drafted this kid Trey Lance for a reason. He has a chance, because they have not yet clinched a playoff spot. He has a chance to come in and actually be the savior. So if he can lead that team to victory over the next couple of weeks and they qualify for the playoffs, he'll get credit for that, as a rookie, because that's just how it is. And then he'll be able to he may be able to lead the team, in the playoff. And so I do like this move. I mean, look, it wasn't like he was playing particularly well even when he was healthy. So be that as it may, I think going to the rookie now, and they said that he has been looking good in practice over the last month or so. So time to take the diapers off the kid and turn him loose.
Let's go through the slate of games, since J.C. Pearson will be joining us in the next segment. We won't have any of the badass Fox CBS audio in the background. Too difficult when we're not in the same place. So I'm going to go to the list of games starting right now. First game on Fox, Atlanta Falcons. They travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Bills, they know it's at stake. They just hammered the New England Patriots. They're feeling pretty good. Falcons sit at 7-8, probably surprising a decent amount of people with that almost 500 record. Where do you think this one's going?
It's going Buffalo. Buffalo knows what's at stake. They, now that they have an opportunity to clinch the division, they're going to do so. This is going to be an easy win for them over the Atlanta Falcons.
I just had to have you say Buffalo. You know that. It's music to my ears, Darren.
Okay, well, Buffalo.
Next game on Fox. No one knows what the spread's going to be because no one knows who's playing. The Las Vegas Raiders travel to Indianapolis, take on the Colts. Carson Wentz is out. Sam Ehlinger will be quarterbacking the rookie. So not looking good for the Colts. They're 9-6. They need to win to try and keep pace. If they have any hope of winning that division. Who wins this one?
I'm I'm going with the Raiders on this one. I think the loss of Carson Wentz is going to play a major factor because unless this quarterback has been doing some stuff during the season, in practice or whatever, which he doesn't practice with the first squad. I like the Raiders on the road. I think Derek Carr, because they still have an outside shot as well to get into the playoffs, and so a win of this magnitude, they'll be able to leapfrog Indianapolis Colts because they'll have a head-to-head win over. So they could easily move up 2 spots, to the 7th seed with with the win over the Indianapolis Colts. So I think they know what's at stake, and I'm going to go with the Raiders on this one.
I think the Indianapolis Colts still find a way to get it done. Their defense is playing incredibly good. Their offensive line is outstanding, even with 4 starters missing last week. Even with 2 more guys getting hurt, offensive linemen in that game, they were down 6 offensive linemen. They found a way to get it done. They're a well-coached team. They have a very good structure from top to bottom, and it's not like Carson Wentz was the engine that made them go. Carson Wentz is fine. He did bring him back in the 4th quarter. I will 100% admit that. But I don't think they fall down to the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders have too much turmoil going on. Yes, they just beat the Broncos, but I think they fall to the more complete team in the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay.
Next game on Fox. Oh, come on. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the Jets. The Jets can surprise some people, though. Texans just did. Texans just surprised the Chargers.
Yeah,
and the Jets surprise at home.
Yeah, but the Bucs are the world champions. I'm gonna give them a little bit more respect than you are, so I'm gonna go with the Bucs. I'm not even gonna have this this type of conversation right now. So yeah,
hey, I'm going with the Bucs too. I just wanted to see if I can make you sweat a little bit. Next game on Fox: Eagles travel to Washington. Eagles still have a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going with the Eagles. Just Washington. Washington. I think they're emotionally spent after that loss last Sunday night to the Cowboys, and it put a little shellac in them. Now, I would like to think that they will come back and try to extract revenge on the Eagles. The Eagles, I think, beat them up the last time that these two teams played each other. So I'm gonna go with the Philadelphia Eagles in this ballgame because the Eagles did beat them 27-17 at home last time they played. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles in this game.
I'm going with the Eagles because the Eagles, they know that they have a chance to make the playoffs. Washington, their goose is cooked. They played some of the most uninspired football I have ever seen against the Dallas Cowboys. That was just horrifically bad. They gave up. Either they bounce back and they're all pissed off and come out with a vengeance, but I just don't think they have those guys. I don't think Tyler Heineke or Brandon Allen, they're just not those guys. They're not good enough. The Eagles team, I think, is better. And again, they know it's at stake. A playoff berth could be on the line. I got to go with the Eagles. I think they're doing a smart thing by keeping their quarterbacks separated. That's probably the smartest thing I've heard so far when it comes to keeping your quarterbacks, at least having someone you like. The Ravens should probably do that with Lamar Jackson and Tyler Huntley. Next game on Fox. Speaking of the Ravens, they are host to the L.A. Rams.
Part of me wants to go with Baltimore, but because I don't know what the status of Lamar Jackson is, and the way that the Rams played last week. Even in a 30-23 win over the Vikings, they did not look good. At least Matt Stafford didn't look good. So I'm going to go with the Rams only because they're in first place in their division, and they are trying to sew up. All they have to do is win out, and they'll be able to clinch their division, and which they haven't done, I think, since 2018 when they went to the Super Bowl. So I'm going with the Rams in this one.
Yeah, this was relatively tough for me. I think Lamar Jackson's going to play. He's questionable, but I think trending the right way. Tyler Huntley the same way if he's not good enough to go. But if Lamar Jackson's healthy, I think it's going to be a very close game. I'm still going to go with the Rams. I think they have more of those big-time playmakers. But I think this is going to be one of the best games on Sunday. Yeah. Next game on Fox, the 3 o'clock game, 3:25. Arizona Cardinals, who the losers of 3 straight, travel to Dallas, who just put the shellacking on Washington. This is a huge game. How do you see it playing out?
I've got the Cowboys handing them their 4th straight loss. So look, I'm I don't trust. I don't trust Kyler Murray. I don't trust Cliff Kingsbury. I don't trust this offense, and so because of that, I am going with the Dallas Cowboys at home.
So my initial reaction was, yeah, let's go with the Cowboys. Why not? Cowboys just rolled. They looked incredible. The defense is playing some fantastic football, and Arizona's on a slide. As much as I think Dallas is probably the better team, I'm going with Arizona. I don't think Arizona loses 4 straight games. They have too much talent to lose 4 straight games. By the way, Arizona, 7-1 on the road.
Yeah, but
they're better on the road than at home.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing, though. I mean, they're still without DeAndre Hopkins, and the Dallas Cowboys, they are healthy, Sterling. I mean, and the defense is playing lights out. Do you really think Kyler Murray is going to be able to escape Randy Gregory, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Micah Parsons?
If there's any quarterback in the NFL who can, it's probably Kyler Murray. He's the most shifty quarterback in the NFL. Lamar Jackson has more speed. He's probably a better athlete, but it's just shiftiness, that quick first step. That I think Kyler Murray is able to make the Dallas Cowboys defensive line at least second guess. And yes, no DeAndre Hopkins, but he's done a fantastic job of finding Christian Kirk. Zach Ertz has had a pretty big emergence in recent weeks. And James Conner has played really good this entire season long. He missed last week, should be back this week. The combo of him and Chase Edmonds should pay dividends.
Yeah, we'll agree or disagree on that one, but I don't see a scenario where Arizona has proven over the last 3 weeks that they're playing at a level capable of beating the Cowboys and what the Cowboys have been showing over their last 3 weeks, especially with a 56-14 win at home last week. And I don't see how the Cowboys cool down after that.
Next game on Fox, Carolina Panthers travel to New Orleans. New Orleans, who literally can't score.
I tried to tell you that yesterday, but you went with the over. But
whatever. Oh no, I didn't think that they were going to score. I thought Tua Tagovailoa was going to have a much better game offensively than he had. Miami Dolphins did what they did. They got it done. Came away with the victory. They won their 7th straight game. Makes a lot of sense. But I thought Tua, who was kind of on a roll, was going to do a little better offensively.
Speaking of which, I did hit the under on that game, so I had to do a live in-game bet to cover myself. And just so you know, I remember that 6-leg parlay I was telling you about yesterday on the show?
Mm-hmm.
I missed it because John Morant hit that last-second shot. Everything hit. Everything hit. The Phoenix Suns.
Devin Booker hit that shot, you were going nuts.
No. I wasn't, because I saw it was 5 seconds left. That was a lot of time, and I just saw what John Morant did. I think maybe the previous play or 2 plays before, where he did an acrobatic shot and shot the ball, and it did the whole rim thing. And I'm like, oh man, the 5 seconds left. I'm like, if y'all don't block this man's shot or do something, he's gonna do the same thing. He did the exact same thing. So what was crazy was Phoenix trailed the whole game until the Devin Booker hit that 3-point shot. So I'm like, okay, I'm like 5 seconds away, boom. And here's the other thing. I would have hit the other parlay that I was telling you about, but that was the one I told you. I think I had the over when I bought points ahead over 34.5. If I'd have had that one under, because I did the second one, the 6-leg that I did on the show yesterday, I did that afterwards. But if I'd have did the under, thinking about that, I would have had that one with no problems, because I had Phoenix. I'm saying, because I had Memphis with the points. I had them plus 11. So, but
look, you want to call that close?
Yeah, horseshoes.
No cigar, Darren.
Horseshoes.
And hand grenades. Next game on Fox, final game on Fox.
Well, it's not an answer. It's going to be Carolina, though. I got Carolina.
Oh.
Well, hell, New Orleans can't score. At least Carolina can score.
Yeah, I figure at least someone's got to be back for New Orleans, whether it's Taysom Hill or Trevor Siemian. I'll go with New Orleans because
I'm not betting a parlay with that game.
I would not bet on that game. Although the over-under is 38, that might feel a rip for the under. Yeah. Detroit Lions, Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to go with Seattle. They're at home. Russell Wilson's trying to, if not show Seattle they should still build around him, show other teams that he is still that guy. I'm going with Seattle, but Detroit has played very competitive football nearly the entire season long.
Yeah, but see, Seattle lost their game last week to the Bears. I mean, I could see a scenario where Russell could be checked out because they're already officially eliminated. I could see, him being checked out and Detroit winning this game on the road. If I do a parlay, I'll probably stay away from this game as well. But for the sake of this discussion, I'll go ahead and stick with Seattle at home as well.
So we'll go through quickly on the CBS games because J.C. Pearson will be joining us. We'll save the Chiefs game for the final segment. Giants, Bears.
Bears.
Give me the Bears. Well, we'll agree there. Dolphins, Titans.
Ooh. I'm going to go with the upside. I'm going to go with Miami on the road.
Yeah, dang it, Darren. I was going with Miami. Come on. You're the big Titans fan.
I'm not a Titans fan.
I was going with Miami. How dare you? Jaguars, Patriots.
Patriots,
but give me the 15.5. My goodness. I'll take the 15.5 for the Jaguars. That seems absurd for a team like the Patriots who really struggle to score points at times. Next game on CBS, Broncos, Chargers.
I'll go with the Chargers, but it doesn't really matter now since, they don't have any effect on what the Chiefs do. I'm going to go with the Chargers.
I'm going with the Chargers. They still have a chance to make the playoffs. I think the Chargers need to win this game. They know what's at stake. They're going to have to get it done, although that game against Houston was very uninspired. And speaking of Houston travels to San Francisco playing the 49ers, which is probably going to be led by Trey Lance. I'm still rolling with the San Francisco 49ers, though. Darren, who you got?
I'm going to go with the 49ers.
And then the final game on NBC, Vikings, Packers in Green Bay. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Give me Green Bay.
Green Bay as well.
Oh, I guess we can do Monday's game too. Before we go to break, Monday's game, Cleveland Browns, Steelers. Yikes. Don't really want to watch this game, but I guess we have to.
Go with Cleveland.
I'll go with the Steelers.
Okay.
I'll go. I want to be a contrarian from you. It seems more fun. We'll go.
No, switching.
Come on. I don't want to
Steelers.
agree. I thought my Miami pick was going to get you. That's what I was thinking. So I'll come on. All right. Well, we'll do Chiefs Giant. We'll do the Chiefs game, Bengals game. We'll do that last segment, but we do got to take a break. We'll come back and we'll be joined by J.C. Pearson, Darren, and Sterling here, ESPN, Kansas City.
Boulevard believes in easy indulgence. That's why they decided to put Tank 7 in cans. Their distinctly American twist on a classic Belgian-style farmhouse ale takes its name from the notoriously unpredictable fermenter where the signature beer's perfect combination of ingredients first came to life. You could call it fate. Their brewers call it Tank 7. Grab a 4-pack and treat yourself to a Tank 7 today. You deserve it. Boulevard Brewing Company, Kansas City, Missouri.
A KC tradition since 1950 and voted the best steak in Kansas City. Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. Go to HerefordHouse.com for hours, new menu items, and to make your reservations. Follow Hereford House on Facebook and Instagram for exclusive specials. Hereford House, voted Kansas City's favorite steakhouse.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now's the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably? It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do.
Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay? isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This holiday season, help those less fortunate by donating to City Union Mission's Drop Zone at the Inn at Meadowbrook. Let's help out our homeless and low-income neighbors in Kansas City. The simplest gifts are extras they just can't afford. Look for the City Union Mission barrel in the front lobby at the Inn at Meadowbrook, located in the heart of Meadowbrook Park in Overland Park, Prairie Village. But you can help bring hope to them this Christmas by donating to City Union Mission's Drop Zone at the Inn at Meadowbrook. Be a blessing to our homeless and low-income neighbors this holiday season.
Hi, Ollie Gates here. The Gates family would like to say thank you for allowing us to serve you for 75 years, a milestone which would not have been possible without your support. Thanks again, and remember, whatever the case may be, keep the faith.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, and Facebook Live. Darren.
Yes, sir.
Get your Steve Harvey-ness on.
I mean, you trying to have me introduce a guy that needs no introduction alone. He's a very good friend of the show, good friend of mine. You know, when he's trying to find a channel to watch the fight on, he calls no one else but your boy. He is the former Chiefs defensive back and ambassador. He is our good friend, former NFL and NCAA football announcer, J.C. Pearson, joining us on the show today. J.C., what's going on, my man?
So that's where we're at now, huh? Okay. Okay. I only call you for the fights. Okay.
Oh,
right,
no.
So that's where we're at. Okay.
Whatever. Hey, hold on. First of all, I take your call while I take nobody else's call, okay? Because I know when you calling me fight night, I already know what time it is. So, yes. What's going on, man? How you doing?
How you guys doing, man? Happy holidays. Hope everything's going well.
Likewise. Hey, JC, first and foremost, what are your quick thoughts on, on all this COVID outbreaks that's been going on with the NFL? I know they had about 91 that tested positive on Monday, which is more than twice as much they've had at any time throughout the season. What are your thoughts on that? And then also, how would you grade the way that the Chiefs handled it, especially with them being out without both of their kickers? Travis Kelce, Lucas Niang, and Nick Bolton to be able to come back out and still put up a good 36 to 10 win over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, first of all, I think this thing is running rampant. This virus is Omicron now, whatever it is, it's running rampant again, and it's all over. Not just in the NFL, but everywhere. So. They're going to have to take some other precautions, and I know you had posted that you would recommend taking the team and putting them in a bubble, whether it's a hotel or whatever. I think that's a great idea. So then you don't run the risk of, Patrick Mahomes getting it. You would think the odds at some point, he's going to get it too. So, look at Carson Wentz, now I know Wentz is unvaxxed, which is a whole nother issue in and of itself, but you're letting your whole team, your whole organization down. I think it would be smart to do that, but and I think it might end up coming to that too, because just like the NBA did a couple years ago, because otherwise you're liable to lose a whole team and not be able to play a game, and once you get to the playoffs, if that happens, it's devastating.
Well, JC, I agree with the premise of the bubble and having everyone stay at a area like that. It makes a lot of sense. But all it takes is one person who says no, and then they're out and about doing their thing, and then basically the idea, it falls in on itself. While I think here's the deal with that, Sterling. There is no one guy that says no. If you don't agree and you're not willing to do it, then you're not a part of this team. We are trying to strive to win a championship. You want to be an individual and you don't want to do it and be a part of it. Well, then we got to go in a different direction. So there is not
one guy that says no and is out and about. So, that's how you negate that.
You don't think that any? I mean, again, I'm not saying that you would have a better understanding being, in the NFL, being around this, knowing the mindset of all the players. Do you think it's a realistic thing that everyone would buy in and do? For example, I get it. If you're the Houston Texans, probably not going to happen. You have no chance of the playoffs. This is your time to shine, to have fun, to do your thing. You might be 24 years old. You have all this money right here. You're not going to the playoffs. I understand that. But if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you know what's on the line. The Super Bowl is the mindset in this scenario. Do you think that that's a realistic thing that all those players, coaching staff, basically everyone in the organization from the top down would do?
Within the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yes.
You don't have a choice. Some things you just don't have a choice. If you don't do it and you don't abide by it, then you're not a part of this organization. You're not. Your goals are not the same as the rest of us. So we got to go in a different direction. I mean, it's as simple as that. Are you trying to win or are you not? And you're talking about what? A matter of a few weeks. And if you can't do that and be that disciplined and for the greater good of this team and organization, then you're probably not the guy that needs to be here anyway.
And JC, and to the point, and this is what I've explained to Sterling, is that we saw the Chiefs, when and I would like to think that this was at the height of the pandemic last year, that they were willing to make those sacrifices just to try to run it back. And this is of course with less fans and people having mask mandates. Now you really don't have a mask mandate, and so again, things happen much more freely. And the people that you're coming, it's not that. If I try to explain to Sterling, it's not that I have issue with the Chiefs players themselves, like the Chiefs are going to do something careless, but it's the people that they're around, who are around people that they're not familiar with. So why take a chance in Patrick being at home and Brittany or his brother, out somewhere where they might could just be minding their own business, but they might not have a mask on, and somebody might bring something to them, and then they bring it back home to Patrick. Where if Patrick and them are secluded in the Marriott or the Sheraton or something like that, where you're focused all in, going, you all taking team buses to and from the stadium, and you're practicing, you're eating together, you go back to the hotel, and you can work out, and you can socialize there amongst teammates and stuff, unmasked, stuff like that, because you all are in a secluded, isolated place. But again, like you said, I think because of what you're trying to accomplish, and it's a team thing, I believe that those players would be willing, the players and coaching staff will be willing to do it, because I know that Patrick himself stayed in a hotel last year, during this time, to keep from, catching COVID or bringing it home to his girlfriend at the time when, while she was pregnant. So I believe that the players would do it because they do all have one common goal in mind.
And you're not talking about a long period of time. Now, if you're talking about the entire season,
or NBA 3 months or something like that,
right, which they were able to accomplish, though. They did it. But in this instance, you're talking about 4, 5, 6 weeks, which if guys aren't willing to make that sacrifice to win a championship, then come on, man, what are you doing?
Yeah. JC, look, I want to go over a couple of games with you, 3 games with you. First and foremost, looking at the semifinal games in the college football players, want to get your thoughts and pick the winners of these games. The first game, I believe you got Alabama taking on Cincinnati. Alabama is a 2-touchdown favorite. They're going to be playing in the Sugar Bowl, I believe, and I think that one's either in Dallas or that's in Dallas. So want to get your thoughts on that matchup.
Cincinnati.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, but you better. Huh? And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is a Cotton Bowl Classic. I want to make sure I correct. That's Cotton Bowl Classic at Jerry World.
No, man. But I do want Cincinnati to play well and show well and represent well. But they're not going to beat Alabama. It's going to take a lot of mistakes by Alabama for that to happen. But I do want Cincinnati to play very well, and I do want them to show well, though. and represent, the non-Power 5 conferences very well. But Alabama, of course.
Yeah, and I actually think that they will put up a good fight. It's just Alabama's just they're just too strong. And
yeah.
What about you, Sterling? Who you got in that game?
So I have Alabama, but how much pressure is this on Cincinnati? Because they are not just representing their school, they are representing everyone who's not in the Power 5 conference. If Cincinnati comes out and lays an egg, everyone who's been saying for years, this is why, was it Central Florida? This is why Cincinnati in the past or Houston, this is why they didn't get in.
Boise, right.
Yeah, and so Cincinnati has not just pressure for themselves and for their school, but for all of these, like you said, group of 5, non-Power 5 conferences. That is a lot. I don't think they're going to crumple. They've been a very good football program for a few years now, but still, at some point, that has to take a toll.
Yeah, but on the other hand, and the other side of that, Sterl, is they feel like they got nothing to lose. Let's go and this is our chance to play Alabama. This is our chance. Nobody has given us respect or whatever. So now you can look at it the other way, like this is a super chip on their shoulder, and this is our chance to show everybody, what we're about. They can't worry about, Houston and Boise and all those teams, before them. This is their shot right now, and I don't think that they're going to come out and feel the weight of all the pressure of we're representing whatever. I've been in that kind of role where, I played, been the underdog, super underdog, and had a chance to play the quote unquote big boys. And, your only thought is, hey, this is my chance to go in and shock the world, really. And I bet that's what they're thinking more so than anything is let's go shock the world.
Okay, and then the second half of the semifinals, you've got the big boys, Georgia Bulldogs, taking on Jim Harbaugh, and the number 2 Michigan Wolverines. Who you got? What you think of this matchup?
I'd really like to see Michigan win.
Yeah,
because I don't want to see another all SEC championship, Georgia, Alabama. We just saw it. I want to see something different. So I do hope Michigan wins. I don't have a dog in the fight, so I do want to see Michigan win that one. I think they have a chance. Really, I really don't know. I know they kicked Ohio State's butt, looked great. Georgia, we saw them against Alabama. Obviously Alabama kicked their butt, but they've been number 1 virtually, most of the year, had a great defense other than against that Alabama team. So I don't know. We'll see, but I hope Michigan wins.
I've got Michigan in this game, but I think the level of competition that Michigan has faced versus Georgia outside of the Alabama game, I like Michigan. Look, they went toe-to-toe with Michigan State. They just lost on the on the kind of like the last drive or something against Michigan State. Of course, like you said, they had a classic against Ohio State. Obviously Iowa. You could say it was a letdown. It would have been a letdown, but it didn't. They beat them 45-7, I believe. I like Michigan in this game. I know they're a 7.5-point underdog. But Georgia hasn't faced the 1-2 combination that they faced, or that they're going to face, between Alabama and Michigan. So I do like Michigan in this game.
I just think from a nationwide perspective, I think it'll be much more exciting and enticing if it's Michigan. Yeah.
Versus a regional game.
Yeah. down south, Georgia, Alabama, SEC, same old. I think it'll be a lot more exciting.
The only issue is Georgia's going to win.
Yeah.
I'm rolling with Georgia. I'm with you. It's going to be a repeat, in my opinion. As a Mizzou fan, I like Mizzou because they have the original M, so I got to go against Michigan. I mean, come on, they basically just ripped off Missouri. So I got to go with Mizzou. And also the SEC in me, I get it, but at least Mizzou lost to Georgia, and they put up 6 points against them. To me, though, Georgia's so good defensively, even giving up a 41 spot to Alabama, 41 points. They gave up 9.5 points on the year. Not even double digits. That's incredible. I mean, we know that Michigan's a good defensive team. We know Michigan's not the most explosive offensively, but that's really going to hurt them. Not only is Michigan not explosive offensively, they're going to get up against the number one defense in the entire NCAA. That, to me, doesn't bode well as far as Michigan scoring many points.
Well, it sounds good, and I hear you, and it's all legit, but that's why they play the game. And I'm right with you, but I just hope Michigan wins.
I do have one question for you. Do you think the over-under for Cincy, Alabama hits 58? No, I'm curious.
He's ripping some bets right now, JC.
Well,
Don't let him fool you.
I do have a parlay I put together, but I am curious.
58, did you say?
Yeah, 58 total points.
Man, I'm taking the over. I think Alabama's – I hate to say it, but, I don't think Cincinnati has seen anything like Alabama. I want them to do well. I want them to show well, and I think they will in the first half. But, we all know second half, you just can't withstand it, for 4 quarters, especially being Cincinnati. I think Alabama's gonna blow it wide open. So, and I think Cincinnati will probably score some points. So I'll take the over, really.
Okay, good. I'm just, I'm putting a little parlay together, so I'm curious about that. And then finally, Chiefs and the Bengals. We were going to wait, but I guess we're going to do it while we got you on the line. Your thoughts on this matchup and who you think wins between the Chiefs and the Bengals?
It's going to be a tough game. I think, tougher than people realize. I mean, Cincinnati is sitting right there. They got a lot to play for, and they're playing pretty well. So, and they're capable. The Chiefs are going to have to come out and play, and that's the unfortunate thing about losing those games early is, now you don't have the cushion that you've had the last number of years, especially trying to secure home field advantage. So the Chiefs have a lot to play for still. Important game. Obviously I think Kansas City definitely is a better team. So, I'm taking Kansas City, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than people think.
Sterling?
I think Chiefs win this game, and I'm not honestly even worried. And this is weird coming from me, but the Chiefs to me look clearly like the best team in the AFC. I think there's only other 2 teams even in the realm of their competition. They're clear second and thirds in the Rams and Green Bay. As good as Cincinnati has been at times for this year, they've also been just as bad. I mean, sure, they just beat Baltimore 41-21. The game before that, though, they put up 15 points against Denver. Game before that, they lost to San Francisco. And the game before that, they lost 41-22 to the Chargers. You have no idea which Cincinnati team is going to show up. They've not been the pillar of consistency all season long. They just had a good week. I'm expecting a bad week from Cincy. And the Chiefs, just to me, their cornerback play has been incredible. Chris Jones in the middle has been an absolute game wrecker. As good as the weapons are for Cincinnati, their offensive line is not there yet. And Chris Jones, I think, is going to have a field day.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you feel that way.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, and possibly, I think when you're a Cincinnati team, you've got everything to play for right now. I think they are going to put their best foot forward. Not only do they have a lot to play for, but they're playing the Chiefs. So again, like I talked about, teams wanting to make a statement and shock the world and play well. Teams do that, against the Chiefs. Now, obviously last week, the Steelers they're in shambles. They're terrible, not a good football team. So I don't know if that is an accurate assessment of where the Chiefs are right now. Even though they did what they were supposed to do and smashed the Steelers, I still think that there's still a number of question marks there that a team can take advantage of. And, we'll see if Cincinnati's able to do that. And if the Chiefs bring their A game or not, which they need to do every week, as we know.
I've got the Chiefs winning this game. I've had the Chiefs winning out ever since their loss to the Tennessee Titans. I think they win this because they know what's at stake. They're not anemic to success. We don't know which Cincinnati team is going to show up. One that has always I don't know if it's going to be the team that scores 41 points against the Steelers, the team that gives up 41 points against the Cleveland Browns. So, be that it may, Andy Reid is going to get his players back. He's going to get Travis Kelce and Lucas Niang and Nick Bolton back, along with the players. Clyde will probably rest. I think Tyron Matthews will be back in this game. So, I expect the Chiefs defense to get pressure on them. I don't see any scenario in which Joe Burrow throws for another 525 yards on this defense. And so I like the Chiefs in this game 31-22. I'm sorry, 31-20 against the Cincinnati Bengals.
Sounds good. That's probably about right. Both of you made some valid points. Absolutely. So, I mean, I'm not discounting and thinking the Chiefs are not going to win this game. I definitely think they're going to win the game, but I just think Cincinnati is going to put up a pretty good fight.
Oh yeah. Well, look, JC, want to thank you for joining us on the show today. Want to wish you and your family a happy and safe New Year's. And I'm gonna be getting with you this weekend anyway. Well, I'm gonna call you while I'm in Cincinnati, so you can tell me all the little hot spots. I know you used to play there back in your playing days. So, but look, man, take care and enjoy, man.
Hey, Sterling, why is he gonna bust me out like that on the air?
No. I mean,
I was gonna say hit the sticks on Friday. I'm just saying hit them straight and have fun.
What I'm saying is a place to eat, man. I mean, look, I don't drink or do anything when I'm on the road.
Go to the hotel, to the field, to the airport. Come on, man.
Well, no. I'm talking about places because Steve was talking about Papa Do's, and look, the closest thing that I'll probably do when I'm in Cincinnati is White Castle. So I'm saying I need some places to go when I get up there. So man, I ain't putting you out there, man. Better stop that. Anyway, JC, thank you so very much. We're gonna end this quickly.
All right, fellas. Hey, happy New Year to all you guys, man. Talk to you guys soon.
Happy New Year to you, man. We'll talk to you during the playoffs. JC Pearson, our good friend of the show. You're listening to Darren and Sterling. We'll be right back after this timeout.
A KC tradition since 1957 and voted the best steak in Kansas City, Hereford House is a locally owned steakhouse that has served generations of Kansas Cityans. Hereford House exclusively serves certified Hereford beef. All their steaks are aged 21 days, hand-cut daily, and grilled over an open charcoal flame. Go to HerefordHouse.com for hours, new menu items, and to make your reservations. Follow Hereford House on Facebook and Instagram for exclusive specials. Hereford House, voted Kansas City's favorite steakhouse.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now's the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
Work hard and play hard with Easy Sport, Boulevard's refreshing rally ale. Infused with tangerine peel and sea salt, Easy Sport hits the shelves at only 99 calories and 4.5 carbs. This subtly salty, slightly tart beer packs a punch of flavor. Whether you just finished a run, a pickup game, or mowing the lawn, Easy Sport is a refreshing, guilt-free way to celebrate the everyday. Grab an Easy Sport. Boulevard Brewing Company, Kansas City, Missouri.
Family Leisure's After Christmas clearance sale is here. Family Leisure has the best prices of the year on closeout, scratch and dent, and overstock products, and bonus deals for you if you mention 810. Pool tables, foosball, air hockey, bars and bar stools reduced by up to 70%. Hot tubs, tanning beds, and home theater seating at their best prices. Family Leisure has the best products, best selection, and best prices guaranteed. Take advantage of the special 810 deals while they last. Family Leisure, K10 and Ridgeview in Olathe.
Awesome.
Welcome back to Darren and Sterling here, ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, and Facebook Live. Thank you again to JC Pearson coming on. Always fun when he joins the show. Darren, only 2 minutes left in the show today. I do want to bring up something that is really interesting to me.
Go for it.
Everyone keeps talking about how great of a season Joe Burrow's having, how he's, top 5, all this and that. And you look at the numbers. And would you know it? Patrick is better in almost all of them. It's just, to me, the notion that Patrick is having this horrible season was so blown out of proportion based on the standard that he himself had set. Patrick has 4,300 yards, 33 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
He only needs to average 245 yards the next 2 games to have 5,000 yards passing.
It's just to me, it's very funny that how overblown it was on how bad of a year he was having, and how much when quarterbacks have a very almost eerily similar season that they're considered a career year, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Makes me laugh.
Well, you got to keep in mind, I mean, Patrick, even by his own standards, would say that he, statistically, by his own standards, by what he's put out there and what he's expected to do, he would say it may be, a down year because plays that should have been made, touchdowns that should have been caught, interceptions that should not have been, were put out there. So, but look, be that as it may, a normal year for him is a career year for other players. So,
exactly. I mean, don't even forget the 7 interceptions that went off of Chiefs wide receivers' hands. But now let's go ahead and blame that all on Patrick for some reason. Darren, this was fantastic. This was the last show of 2021. We'll be back in 2022. Darren, stay safe. Have fun in Cincinnati. Bring home a Chiefs dub.
I will do the best I can, and good luck to me on this 10-leg parlay I just placed, for this weekend. 3 on the college football playoffs and 7 in the NFL on Sunday. So let's see what it do.
If Darren's 10-leg parlay hits, we might not see him until 2023. For Darren, I am Sterling Holmes right here on ESPN Kansas City. Have a safe New Year's. Have fun. We're out of here.